Alright, what is up, people? So we have some new Switch information that actually kind of came out of nowhere. I was just scrolling on Twitter and then I saw Nikki NW Player on Twitter was retweeting some stuff from a Twitter user Warrior64. Warrior64, that shows a bit of GameStop, well, it's seeming like GameStop. Like, you know how when there's a list of games that are coming out for the next year or this year, and GameStop will have that list available for customers to see. It's kind of like that, except this is where you can actually see the products, what the images is, and who's developing, and the fact that they're actually officially licensed by Nintendo. Now, whether these are fake or not, I highly doubt that, as it seems very real. Not just based off the images, but the fact that of where the pictures shows it of how the one of the cases are set up, that it actually does look very convincing, and also does have the HORI label on it, which I believe is a bit of a very hard thing to do. But these are also in French, as it says pour, which is for Nintendo Switch, and it says système clic-clac facile à installer et retirer. So I did take French class, so although I haven't done it for a while, my translation may be a bit off, but it says system case, easy to install and use. I believe that's what it says. And it shows that we have a case, a Zelda Breath of the Wild skin set, which is really cool, which shows that there is an option, kind of like skins like how PS4 has, or sometimes which are mostly custom skins anyways, but this is an officially licensed Nintendo skin, which is, I believe, is also by HORI, except this one is actually in English, and it shows actually shows confidential across the image. So I don't believe it 100%, but I do believe it enough for the fact that for this to come out really close to the Switch event, that it seems very reliable. This one is in English, as it says, skin set for Nintendo Switch and dock, Nintendo Switch dock and Joy-Con grip. Beautiful Zelda Breath of the Wild are officially licensed by Nintendo. And this also says that it's going to be released on March 2017, which makes me think that they probably wouldn't release that unless Zelda was coming out too as well. And as one of the things that Koro was saying earlier, was that there is a chance, but that Nintendo is supposedly releasing this game, Breath of the Wild, in spring, and we all know the spring starts in March. So, well, if you didn't know, then now you know. But I really do think that they wouldn't do that earlier than when the game would release, because you don't really see things like that unless it's like an anniversary thing, which even though Breath of the Wild is an anniversary game in a sense, that was last year. I would expect that for them to do something like that for maybe the Wii U, even though it is a dead console, but not for the Switch if the game wasn't releasing on March. And we also have a Real Arcade Pro, which is a fight stick, basically, like how you see some people who play Street Fighter or just basically any 2D fighter at tournaments. It's a Real Arcade Pro SW for Nintendo Switch, and I think this is really cool, as if this really is a real thing which also has an official Nintendo licensed product on the paper, that I really think that this will be a really good thing to have, as it also markets to the really competitive side of the games. And I wonder how people are currently saying that, oh, Melee is going to be on the Switch as Virtual Console, or maybe Melee HD. Would this fight stick be compatible with Melee? That would be interesting to see. I don't think it'll happen, as the setup is different, but since I'm pretty sure you can customize these fight sticks to your liking, so that would be really cool to see. And we also have a HORI Pad, which is sort of a kind of like the Pro controllers for the Wii U, that kind of like the Pro controller that we also saw in the Nintendo Switch reveal. And which is also by HORI, the same people who did the Pokken controllers. And we also have an Adapteur LAN for cable, for if you have like cable internet instead of if you don't have Wi-Fi in your home, which I think is a kind of not a setback, but I don't also think it's moving forward either, because we've had Wi-Fi for a while now. They're not moving forward with anything like that. That's just something any piece of technology should have, unless it's like not mostly used for communication and gaming. But I do think it's a bit weird how you have to buy an adapter LAN just to use your internet on the Switch, which is kind of messed up. And it's, for what it says, this is also in French, and it's supposed to be going for 29.99 euros. I'm not exactly sure of the conversion for that, but I don't think it's that much more. I think it should be a bit less, if I'm correct. I'm not really entirely sure on how Europe's currency works. But other than that, we also have a closer look of the HORI Pad, which also has the little button with a circle inside of a square that people are suspecting it to be a share button or like a record button, like how on old VCRs or VHS, or when you have like playing a VHS, like how it has the play button, the stop, and the stop button, which the stop button or record button, and that's probably what that button may be. And that would be really interesting to see, to the fact that you can actually record your gameplay. Maybe like how when Smash got the YouTube function, where you can upload your YouTube, we can upload your matches to YouTube. Maybe they're doing the same thing with the Switch. How they're finally recognizing that there are people who let's play these games, and they're just going to be like, okay, here you go, we're gonna let you record it, and then just put it on your YouTube channel, and there you go. Maybe you can even just connect it to your computer and then just have the file upload there. That'd be really interesting to see. But that also makes me wonder, how big would your SD card need to be for you to fit all of those videos on there? And that's pretty much all we have so far right now from what I've been seeing, unless I could look back on Nikki's Twitter right now and see if she's retweeted anything else. How many hours do we have now until the Switch? We have 51 hours until the Switch presentation. You might see some of those third-party equipment be in the presentation. Honestly, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't really know what will be in the presentation. Supposedly I hear that it's going to be an hour long. Whatever happens, happens.